welcome back to Awareness, the show. If you look at the last episode, we called it Starting a Business from Zero, but that's not the case. I like to do whatever I want to do. And on the ATS network, gives you transfertainment. I can say whatever I want to say. I'm so excited about that. Again, I have a live audience. I even have a, thank you. I have an online audience as well, and we're going to have some fun. But I need to pick back up on what I was talking about the last episode. Now, let me tell you what I'm doing. You guys are going to have to watch this consecutively because I'm telling you about money. I'm going to spend about 12 to 13 episodes telling you about money. And then right after that, I'm going to smash money. You have been hoodwinked and bamboozled. You have no idea that they are lying to you. But I cannot tell it to you yet until I tell you how money really works. So if you need to go back to the last episode and see the first law of money, the first law of gold, which was from George S. Classon's hit novel, The Richest Man in Babylon, we want to go ahead and go back to there. Now, why is this Richest Man in Babylon? I need you to understand that the Babylonians were great with money. And so were many people back in the old days. And I'm about old, I mean further than antiquity, way past what you would call Old Testament times. There were laws of gold that were standard that a few people understood and a few people gained from it. Now, you don't have to agree with that. But if you look at the world today, that's still the same story. A few of you have it, and a few of you do not. More than a few of you do not. Let's pick back up yesterday what I was talking about. I was talking about classes. If you remember, I said poor class gets their money, goes out. Mm-hmm. Middle class gets their money, uses a financial institution, and then that financial institution, it pays their bills. Then I brought up the upper class. Now, the upper class, before I tell you about the second law of money, uses all these laws of money. They have their expenses. Well, they have their income. Then they have their expenses. And they create assets to pay for their expenses, and they never touch their income. This means, and I said this last episode, other people's money. Now yes, we have a question.
Okay, can you please give an example?
Of other people's money?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you an example not only of other people's money, but I'll give you an example of every bit of this. Everyone remember this model, okay? Remember this model. I'm going to draw an apartment complex. There is an apartment complex. It is a rectangle. This is an accurate depiction of an apartment complex, okay? Now, in these little letter L's that I'm drawing that are supposed to be squares should represent to you all the different units. Now they're U's. They went from L's to the letter U. Now they're no longer distinguishable letters at all. They're just circles, which in fact, the worth and might of the human everything, one of the greatest accomplishments of mankind is written language. One of the greatest accomplishments. It is one of the greatest accomplishments. And as far as top 5 accomplishments, written language would be in the top 5, without a doubt. Fire would definitely be up there as well. Now, written language is just simply circles. That's all. It's just little circles. It's just circles that we design into things. Just wanted to give that out there to you. Just circles we design into things. But let me give you, anyway, back to it. Apartment complex. Let's assume this is 100 units. 100 units, I just terribly drew in here. 100 units. Got it? Mm-hmm. Now, this stick man owns this apartment. He used an asset to even buy it or very high-paying job, and his income bought it with his high-paying job. Let me stop. I know it's a little confusing here. He or she, either already had assets to buy an apartment complex. Let's say the apartment complex cost $300,000. We put that here. $300,000. That's a K. $300,000. Okay, got me? Now, either he or she was a lawyer, doctor, or something that had a high-paying job, oil field, worked in Dubai, tax-free, whatever that may be. Okay. Now, they had used their income to create an asset, or they had an asset to buy this asset. Either way, they would never touch their income again. Watch it. I'm going to make this a little bit more sense. The goal, you got another question?
Yes.
No problem. The goal is to never touch your income. Stickman, in order to get this apartment complex, had to have a lot of income or assets that produced a lot of income. Either way, you wouldn't get this apartment complex being in the poor or the middle class. Or maybe a business plan. That would have had you in the middle class, and now you're crossing over to the upper class, or to business owner or investor, because both of these would count. Go ahead.
Okay, you just mentioned, because you answered my first question, you just mentioned business plan. Would a business plan be considered an asset?
Absolutely. A business plan is most certainly an asset. A business plan, say you're in the middle class or you're in the poor class, doesn't matter. A business plan is something that will let you borrow and then move you to a different class. If the business plan is good enough, it will move you to a different class. I'll explain that secondly after I erase some of the board real quick. But I really didn't answer your first question. I'm going to answer it greatly now.
Okay.
100 people must pay $1,000 a month. Okay? 100 people times $1,000. What is that? You add 2 zeros on it, and it becomes $100,000.
A month.
Okay, now you're catching it, audience. So she caught it. Now you're catching it. This apartment complex cost $300,000, but yields Mr. Stickman $100,000 per month. Do you see now? Okay, do you see this? This is 100 people going back and doing all the work using their income to pay for his expense, which is $300,000. Now I'm going to erase the board. That's definitely other people's money. I'm going to erase the board and make this a tad bit more easier to catch. Some people have to hear something 2 or 3 times before they can grab it. So I'm going to help you out. I said the upper class, this is what they're not teaching you about money. They're not teaching you this. You do not go to school and learn this. You do not go to school. You can get an accounting degree and would never learn what I'm teaching you right now. You have to buy books like Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or something like that. They're not teaching you this in school because school is not designed to make you rich. School is designed to keep you an employee so you can stay in the funnel of debt slavery. That's what school is for, okay? Now, upper class. Upper class has assets. In fact, apartment complex. Okay? Apartment complex. Expense was $300,000. Now you're starting to be able to see it. The income, we never identified the income because it doesn't matter what his income is or her income is. Because this stick person is only using other people's money to pay for their expenses. Now, at $100,000 a month, and the expense is $300,000 total, how many months will it take for Mr. or Mrs. Stick Person make her she's a lady now. Okay? She's a lady. Women empowerment.
Woo.
All right, there we go. How long will it take Mr. or Mrs. Stick Person to pay off $300,000 if their asset, which is in this case an apartment complex, brings in $100,000 a month? Yes.
In my head, I'm going to say 6 months only because everything that they bring in, they still have other expenses that they need to pay.
Okay, that is fair. So let's do it this way then. The illustration answer
3 months.
was 3 months. Since she's actually a real estate investor, she's right. So let's do it this way. Let's say 3 months, $300,000. They put in $100,000 in repairs. That's now $400,000. And the insurance on the building is $25,000 a month. And the maintenance, that means people collecting the rent and all that stuff, is another $25,000. So here is $50K plus the 25, so they have $50K total. It costs them $50,000 a month to run this building. In order to just have this building, it costs $50,000 a month. Where's that $50,000 coming from? $25,000 of insurance and $25,000 of monthly maintenance. That can be the apartment manager who takes, you know how you have an apartment complex and you sit in the front. That's all payroll, that's everything. So that's $50,000 just to maintain it monthly. Now we have $50,000, $50K monthly expenses. $50K monthly expenses, okay? $50K monthly expenses. She still owes $100,000 in the repairs. She paid it, but she's still in the hole with that. Mm-hmm. So now we have an extra $100,000. In 3 months, she would pay off what she purchased. In the 4th month, she would pay off what she repaired. Got it? Mm-hmm. Now, realistically, let's rewind that backwards. That's for illustration purposes. Here's how this will work in the real world, because you're trying to keep your credit up to par. That's $100,000 there. And month 1, $100,000. You would take 50 of that for your maintenance, the other 50 to paying off your repairs. So now you have $300,000, and this becomes 50. The next month, you do the same thing. You pay for the building. In month 2, you take your repairs. Now, you're no longer in the hole of $4,000. You've now broken even in 2 months. This is why she said 6 months, okay? She's actually being very smart. Now, the next month, you take $50,000, and then you pay your repairs, and then what you do, well, we'll stay over here. Then what you do is you'll take this $250, and it becomes, this $300 becomes $250. Mm-hmm. So we was already at 2 months, right? Mm-hmm. $250, $200, $150, $100, $50, $0. 6 months plus the 2 months. In 8 months, using other people's money, the upper class person has paid all their bills. And all their monthly bills, they don't pay. People who are good people who have to have that job, whose daughters need insulin, who must go, who have to. They're tired. You go to work and you come home tired, don't you? That's you. This is what they don't teach you. I wanted to finish that. Yes. I wanted to finish that because that's what I brought up last episode. And I'm going to tell you why I did it. Go ahead.
So technically, after 8 months, they're debt free of that particular purchase. So now that purchase went from a liability to an asset that they don't even have to come out of pocket for using.
That is right. Money. And it was also good debt. The debt they brought on was good debt because that debt was for a vehicle. Remember I drew the little funny car last episode?
Yes.
That's good debt. Now, that brings us to law. I'm going to read it for you in Richest Man in Babylon. This is how I would have said it way back, well, in the 1611s when the King James Bible was written. That's another story. Gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as flocks of the field. Okay, I read this so I get it. Yes. This is a law of money. I'll break it down to you in regular English. If you invest your money well, your money will simply make more money. All right, let's see if we can make some sense of this, okay? See if we can make some sense of this. Law 2 of gold. Invest money well. This is a law. This is a universal law. We don't get to argue about this. This is not something. This means if you apply this, you cannot be broke. It's not if you are the right color in the right country or the wrong color in the right country. Not if you're a Jew or Gentile, Catholic or Protestant. Not if you're Muslim. Not if you don't believe in money. None of that stuff matters. Nothing, not your religion. Keep your religion. I'm not here to fight your religion. I want you to have it if it makes you a better person. You could be a witch or you could be a priest. This is still going to apply. If you jump off a building, if you believe in Allah, will gravity still take hold of you? Yes. If you jump off a building and you believe in Jesus Christ, will gravity still take you off the building? Yes. Your belief doesn't matter when it comes to universal laws. A universal law about money, at least the second one we're talking about, is if you put it in the right place, it will grow for you tremendously. That's money, getting pregnant, and then having babies. And little babies are dimes and quarters. A little dollar has some quarters. A little 100 million has some 100,000s. That's all it is. It is nothing else. If you use your money properly, your money will multiply for you as fast as possible. Now, how does one use money properly? I want you to pause for a second. I am telling you about the universal laws of money because in about 13 episodes or less, I have this scheduled for 12 episodes of me just giving you this foundational understanding of money. I'm gonna give you the 5 laws of money and the 7 cures for a lean purse. Back to back. They all come from the Richest Man in Babylon. I'm not making this up. This was knowledge passed on from generation to generation, from culture to culture, way before we got here. Way before we were here, before there was a central bank ever. The ancients were using universal laws of money to fatten their gold sacks. And the reason why I'm giving you these universal laws of money, because I am getting ready to roundhouse kick everything you think you know about money and your government's placing money. I am going to roundhouse kick it. And then I'm going to punch it in the ribs. And then I'm going to go viral. Then I'm going to have to duck from the people behind the curtain. I am going to expose the whole system. You need to be able to account for it so you can control it. That's why I'm going to give you the 5 laws of money and the 7 laws for a pure purse, a lean purse. Who among you would like to not have your purse so anemic? Okay, you're a man. Do you want a thin wallet or a thick wallet? And do you want your wallet growing every day? That's the point here. Everybody following the point. Process this. Now, the next obvious question is, how do I become stick woman here? The next obvious question should have been, how do I become her? I'm going to give you some. We'll do it this way. Robert Kiyosaki, when I first came of knowledge in financial knowledge, I need you to understand that your knowledge is not financial knowledge. Financial intelligence is different than intelligence. I understood, as he taught, ESBI. I don't get any money for this. I want to tell you all, I want to help you. There's a book called Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. It is the second book of his. It is almost the continuation of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but in a higher language. You really need to get this book, because I'm going to explain this book to you in less than 7 minutes. And the next 7 minutes will be on, and you'll be pausing this, and then you will be going to episode 3. You're an employee. In order to move from employee to investor, it's almost impossible. A business plan to do it, but then you don't have the knowledge. Employees want security. Self-employed people want a business, but their business owns them. They don't own their business. An example of self-employed people. A self-employed person can be a doctor with a multi-million-dollar practice. But if they have to be there and see every patient, if they get sick or go away for a year and their business doesn't grow without them, that's not a business owner. That is a high-paid self-employed person. A real estate agent is a great example of someone who is self-employed but can't make any money unless they themselves are showing houses. That's when your business owns you. You had a question.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
With where I currently am with my business, would I be considered self-employed or would I be considered a business owner? And how do you shift from the self-employment sector to the investor sector?
You're a business owner. You just need to focus on profit first.
Okay.
Business owner. Your business is okay. You just need to focus on massive profit.
Okay.
Like my business, focus on massive profit. Okay? Massive profit. There is nothing else to think about. Now you want to be here or here. A business owner is someone like me. I can fly to Tahiti right now. I don't even know where it is and the geographical location of things. I have no idea. I have a full team. I can stay in Tahiti right now, have a mental breakdown for a year. My business will continue to run and be more profitable when I come back sane than when I left. That is a business owner. McDonald's has a great business system in which a 16-year-old kid can go in and run the business. All of you right now knows in every country that you walk into McDonald's in the front counter, fries are over there on the left. You all know it. You know it. You know the ice cream's right behind you. You know the dips are right under, right there. Come on, you know this. You know this. Because that's a system. It's a system. Investor is someone who invests their money. Now, you can be a business owner and have an apartment complex, and real estate is your business, but it also is your investment. And so B and I often go together. They're often equal. When you play over here, you don't worry about security. You take lots of risk because you understand the only security, and hear me, I've got a few minutes left. Hear me well. The only security on planet Earth, in fact, I'll draw it out for you. The only security. Everybody ready for this? Would you like for me to put on a board what the only security on planet Earth is?
Yes.
There's only one security. There's only one true security on planet Earth. Just one. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to like this. Whatever that number is. I don't even know what this number is, and I don't even have time to count it. I got 3 minutes left, and I don't want to embarrass myself. Whatever this number is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commas. Whatever that number is, that's your only security. I'll get pretty close to it. Why am I saying this? Ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand this. The only way for you to unplug from what's enslaving you is a lot of money. That's it. That's it. I'm not telling you money is everything. That's an argument that you can have at a different time. I am telling you, should you want real freedom, you have to make so much money that money doesn't matter. Is everyone hearing me? In order for you to truly be free, you have to have so much money to where money doesn't matter. How many of you right now have thought about your money in the last 24 hours? Of course you have. Every time you spent something, every time an automatic debit came across your account. Right now, some of you get money into your account and you quickly move it so nothing debits it. You understand what I'm saying? You feel safe and, ooh, I'm glad I could put it in this account. Or you hurry up and go to the ATM and withdraw it before something can take it. How many of you, right now, yep, heads down. Yep, you get it. You absolutely get it. It is real. And the only way for you to unplug from this matrix, which I'm coming back to the matrix way later down the road, is to make a lot of money. If you're a good person, you would do a lot of good with a lot of money. If you have a heart for battered women, do you know how many battered women shelters you will build, fund, help, assist, or donate to with this much money? You need this much money. You absolutely need this much money in order for you to unplug. There is no other way. There is no other way. No other way. Please recognize, please put it upon you, put it in you. If you invest your money well, the laws of this universe says we're going to give you more money. My name is Antonio T. Smith Jr. You've been watching Awareness. You can plant better. You can dominate.